Thank you guys for joining us for Oak Nights. I am super excited to have my friend Jessica from Discovering Wilderness joining us this month. We're going to be talking all about trailside meals. So I mentioned how easy it can be to get out with your freezer bag cooking. So one of the ways in which it's super easy is the minimal weight. So if you are imagining that cast iron skillet with your steak dinner out on the trail, you're looking at several pounds just in the skillet alone. Then you've got the utensils you need to be able to handle that skillet, handle the steak itself. You need a plate to eat on, you need a knife to cut it. That all adds up very quickly, and we haven't even talked about the food yet. So fresh ingredients definitely comes with some weight payoff and weight trade-off. A couple of things that you can do with freezer bag cooking that make it really easy. There's a few different ways that you can go about it. Traditional systems, and we didn't bring a fuel canister in for safety reasons. We didn't want to be hauling around fuel all over the place. But you get these nice, easy little stoves. I'll fold out real quick here. Super easy, weighs just a few ounces, goes right on the top of a fuel canister. You set a pot on top of that. So, balances on top. Can be a little tricky. It does require balancing. Finding a flat spot on the ground in the Pacific Northwest, depending on where you're at, can be a little challenging. But all you do is you boil your water, pour it into your freezer bag, and wait. It's that easy. You can make it a little bit more complicated. There's a couple things you can do. You can bypass having to prep your food at all. There are a variety of brands out there where you can find a ready-to-eat meal in a bag. You cook right in the bag. You don't have to take anything out, and you let it cook. The amount of water is right on the packaging. They even will usually have a line. Let's see, this brand doesn't do that. Some of them will have a line where it just tells you fill to here with water and how long. This brand does it. They've got a measuring along the side, and you fill the water to that point, and then you just wait. They zip up at the top, so very similar to a freezer bag. Some of the drawbacks with that is you get what's in the packaging. Versus preparing yourself, you can buy in bulk, which may cut down on price. These can be very expensive. And by prepping your own, you know what goes into it. There tend to be a lot of preservatives and sodium in the pre-packed meals. So if you're being very conscious about what you're eating, that might not be the best route for you. There are a lot of different brands out there though. So if you're looking for something that is vegetarian or vegan or gluten-free or dairy-free, I guarantee you it's out there, but you're gonna pay for that. And Jessica, I know you've done more with different recipes than I have. Anything to chime in regards to the prepping your own versus going store-bought route?
Sure, yeah. So we do more prepping our own. I just love to cook in general. And then there are cookbooks out there even for freezer bag cooking. So Sarah Kirkconnell, she's actually in Washington as well. She started this method herself about 20 years ago and made it really popular in this area. And she's how I originally learned about it. And I love the fact that you can just follow a recipe like you would be making anything at home. And you can control, like she was saying, what's in it, if you have allergies. And then it actually is way cheaper because you can buy things in bulk, like you buy spaghetti, you buy ramen noodles, you buy freezer dried chicken, which when you buy a container of it, it seems pretty pricey, but when you realize you have maybe 50 servings in there, it really makes it a lot more affordable. I brought samples of just some veggies that I had dehydrated. These are apples, and then these are zucchinis, just little bits that you can even dehydrate in your oven. It's pretty easy these days to just take any vegetable from the store, chop it up small, and dehydrate it in your oven for a couple hours. Mix that with maybe a sauce packet, like the Lipton noodle kind of sauce packets. We made spaghetti that way last time we were out and really liked it.
Favorite for me is mashed potatoes, instant mashed potatoes. I like the density of it. At the end of the day, it's heavy, it's stick to your ribs kind of food, and it's really easy to take those mashed potatoes and make a lot of variety really easily. I haven't quite reached Jessica's status with dehydrating my foods in my oven yet. It's a plan for this year to get there. But what I will do is I'll take a packet of onion dip mix or ranch mix and a little bit of that as seasoning in the mashed potatoes, changes up your flavor a little bit. Some bacon bits travel really well. Cheese also travels really well. So a little bit of cheese, a little bit of bacon bits, a little ranch powder, and I've got fully loaded mashed potatoes on the side of the trail. It's delicious. The flavor's a little different if you're doing multiple day. It's easy to have a main meal, but with just a little bit of lightweight seasonings, change up what that taste is going to be. And another thing I run into, I don't know if you run into this too, is my tastes change from when I pack to when I'm actually out on the trail, to where the thing that sounded super good when I packed it, by the time I'm sitting down to eat it, oh, maybe not so much anymore. It's night and day difference between what sounded really excellent and now I'm looking at my instant teriyaki chicken and I really don't want instant teriyaki chicken. So having those really lightweight spice options to change up a basic food like potatoes works really well for me, because if I'm not in the mood for the ranch anymore, I'll just put in the salsa flavoring instead, and now I've got something spicy and completely different palate.
That's really smart.